Good evening. I don't know if anyone's going to be with me tonight to scrapbook because there is a playoff game on. So we'll just have to see how it works, how it goes. Give everyone a minute or two to get in and say hello. If I'm all by myself, that is totally fine. I'm just going to talk you through my layout and then we'll go move on. If anyone is on tonight that is a football fan, oh yay, there are people. Hi Sandy, hi Luann, hi Pam. Any of you are Steeler fans and want to listen to me while you watch the beginning of the playoff game, you go for it. And you can also throw me little tidbits of what's going on too. That would be fabulous. How strange, Amanda. I don't know what was going on. Luann says 15 minutes until kickoff. Luann, do you think I can do a scrapbook layout in 15 minutes? Because I don't. Maybe. I did a ton of work for this. I did a ton of planning for tonight's layout. Okay. Hi, Amanda. I don't know what happened with the thumbnail. That's so strange because I did schedule it and put it all up early. So I don't know what's going on with that. But okay, so we're going to do a scrapbook layout tonight. Candy did pull together a collection in the store with all the different products that I'm going to use, but I'll go through them as I work with them. So from your stash for tonight's layout, you will need a 12 by 12 sheet of white cardstock. Now, I have gone ahead and done a ton of die cutting ahead of time. So you probably won't be able to necessarily scrap along with me, but you could always come back too. Hi, Jill. Thank you for telling me. Hello. Wait, Sweet Bee Creative Studio. I know you. I know that name so much, and my brain is going, why can't I think of who that is? I know you. So hello. Oh, there's everyone. Hi, Karen. I'm just gonna mat my photos in some dark green cardstock. I want my photos to have all my mats to start with, and I'm trying to keep up with the comments too. So it's like double time here. So yes, if you're watching the playoff game, if you want to give me a heads up of score or stuff, that would be so fabulous. Hi, Karen. Huh. I don't know, Pam. It was doing some wonky stuff in the program that we use to schedule the lives. It was doing some funky stuff on my laptop, so maybe it was just gremlins. Gotta love the gremlins. Hi, Jamie. I'm waiting to see if the Sweet Bee Creative Studio tells me who they are because I know who that is. My brain just will not provide the name. I apologize. Okay. Okay. So we have our two matted photos. So basic design tonight. The garden trellis die set, which I used extensively for tonight's project. It is a cover plate, and then it is all kinds of little floral pieces. So I cut this from the brand new Pearl Hollow Stock. So let me see if I can show this to you so you can kind of see the See kind of like how it's holographic, kind of just catches the light. It's so, so pretty. So this is the brand new Pearl Hollow Stack. I cut 2 of the garden trellis cover plates, and we're actually going to go ahead and put our photos onto those. We're going to use them as photo mats, and I will probably trim the green down a little bit more because I don't want it to be that heavy. I just want a wee smidge. I know you guys laugh at me when I say that. That's the truth. I just want the green to be just a wee smidge of green right along the edge. And that right there was a little too much. Don't want that much of a, just a hint of green. A wee smidge. There you go. Much, 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 much better. Annette, that's who it is. I knew it. I was like, I know that name. Oh, you guys are so chatty tonight. I love it. Okay. Sandy's looking for her Brutus Monroe Up and Away craft die. Karen asked if I want the Steelers to win. I want the Steelers to win for my husband. Let's say that. I don't even. So I never tell anyone my true football thoughts. Never. I never tell anyone. Yes, I want the Steelers to win for my husband. Okay. So see what and how nice that is behind our photographs. So perfect. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but if not, don't fret because I will post like close-ups of everything. Really? Jill, how have you never seen this die before? Okay, so this, I'll show it to you. This is the garden trellis die. This is an older one. It has this trellis like cover plate, right? And then it has all these teeny tiny little flowers. And there's a little idea piece up here to kind of show you, give you an idea of what you're meant to use it for. But I'm going to use it to mat my photographs on a scrapbook page. And then the teeny tiny little flowers, I cut them completely separately. And these little twigs and stuff from all the different specialty cardstock. See how pretty they are? So those are all the teeny tiny little flowers. And we're going to use them as embellishments on our scrapbook layout. So I also have, I cut some lined paper and we are going to go ahead and place that over here. And I'm going to mat this, and that's for my journaling. But we need to get the mixed media part of our layout done first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my pictures exactly where I want them. I'm going to grab a little, because I want some mixed media up here in this corner. I want some mixed media down in this corner. And then I want some over here, just a smidge. Okay. So for the piece over here, I have Ornament Gold and Copper Shimmer Chroma Mist. Oh, yay! Jill, so if you want to grab that, a cover plate. It's in the shop. It's an older one, but there's still loads of them, and it's the best. It's so much fun to play with. Oh wait, hold on. Just like, yes, I need to buy that as soon as possible. Yes, you do. So when you're going to layer sprays like we're going to do today, you should always start with your darker spray first. Why? What an odd thing to say. Because the gold will lay on top of the copper shimmer, but the copper shimmer will completely cover up the gold. So I'm going to grab just a second. Just need a scrap piece of paper because I want to make sure my pump is working. For this, you need your pump. We have a good pump. Hello, Miss Heather Collins. Hello, Susan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Chroma Mist, and you'll see I'm going to lay it like this. Put it almost on top of the paper, but kind of off. Because what this mist does is it kind of does a pull and then it does a spray, right? And I want the spray, but I don't really want the pull. So I want the pull to kind of hit my glass mat and just not even, I'm just going to wipe it right up, but I want the spray piece to come into this section. Does that make sense? You'll see. And then we're going to do the gold. Now, when I did this one, you'll notice I was like back here and I was straight ahead, right? When we do the gold, we want to move our little hands. So we don't want it to be the same. We don't want the spray to be from the same direction. Again, kind of back so that if it pulls a little bit, if it drops a little pull, the pull hits here and not over here. So that's going to do the edge, but look at that. Look at how that. And it's sprayed clear across our entire page. So we have heavier spray over here, and then it's going to spray across. I'm going to wipe this up quick, and then we're going to do it in those two little corners. When you do, she's going wild. Not going wild. So remember when you have a 12 by 12, now I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Heather, calling me wild. When you do mixed media on a scrapbook layout, you always have to keep in mind and remember, it's very important to remember that 99% of whatever you put on a paper on a scrapbook layout will be covered up. So once you start putting your paper layers down, once you start putting your embellishments down, you're going to end up with something where you're just going to see a wee little bit. So you kind of have to plan for that. And you have to think and maybe add a little more than what, like if you just want a little bit, you might want to add more. Because what's going to happen is we're going to put a cluster of flowers here and we're going to cover up like all of this. And you're just going to see like a wee little bit, just this wee little bit that's going to add a little something extra. So it's important that you start with maybe more than you really want to show. And then come back. Okay. So now I'm going to set this aside and let it dry completely. I have a little tray set over here for just this purpose. And someone's going to say when I bring it back, it worked. Yes, it did. You can't, you can't, you can't ever add liquid to paper without some warping occurring. So my trick for that is understand that paper has no memory. So it can sit over here and it can warp as much as it wants because I can just, once my layout is done, I will put it over this lovely thing called a large book. And by tomorrow morning, it will be completely flat. What's funny is I just saw there's this beautiful watercolor artist that I follow on Instagram. And she was just showing on her, she had a little reel and she was like, she was talking about, you know, her papers warping and how she fixes the problem. And she's like, just put it under a heavy book. And I'm like, yes, I've been saying that all along. I did not, Susan. I will talk about these flowers. Well, I can talk to you about them now. I can tell you what all of this is right now. So the garden trellis die, I used the little branches and all of the little flowers and layered them together. Then I also took the Fabulous Florals die set, which has all of these flowers pieces, and I cut them out using the brand new, so there's the brand new rose gold matte stock. There is the pearl, the brand new pearl hollow stock that I did for the trellis. And then I used the metal glitter stock collection. So one of these, so we have spiced, gilded, I don't remember what the other one is. And I cut and glued together all of the flowers using those. I used one sheet of each of the different one pass one. I'll put all the dies on each of these glitter papers, all the dies, and then run it one time. And then I just mixed and matched all the different colors and styles and designs until I had what I hoped would be enough. And then I did some leaves in green just to break up some of the glitteriness. And then I did this. So when you do that trellis, right? When you die cut that trellis, you get all these teeny tiny little square, triangle or diamond shaped pieces, right? And because I had used that pearl hollow stock, the new pearl hollow stock, it was like really pretty, right? Like it's really like, they looked so pretty when I pulled them out. So I thought those would make the cutest little confetti pieces or accent pieces, like you would use an enamel dot or a sequin or anything like that. So I saved, I'm not going to use all these, but I'm not going to use all of these on this layout, but I'm going to probably use a couple. But they have that fun like pearl shimmer finish to them. And I just thought they would be perfect for like little confetti pieces on my layouts. So, hi Margie, hi Jill. So no, I didn't use sprays on these flowers. I just used the specialty cardstock and the die sets. I thought those, hi Isis. Yes, that's a great idea too. Isis had a great idea. She's like, this could be for shaker cards too. It really could be. You're right. Absolutely. That would make a really fun. But I saved it because it was too pretty. So I was like, I'm going to save this because I felt like even if I don't use them all on this layout, they will work for other things too. But yes, I think a shaker card mix would be a perfect way to use some of them as well. So I have tonight's layout, the photos that I chose. We definitely have some journaling that I want to add to my layout. So I have some lined paper, and I'm just going to make my own little coordinating journaling box. And that's just for my stash. And our what we're going to use for our title will also be just for my stash. But the rest of this, you can all grab in the shop. Oh, not your background paper. The total background paper. Okay. So I just have to decide what I want to use. Let's try some tape runner first. And then I think we're going to end up using wet glue to hold on to the finish for the on the scrapbook layout. I'm not sure if this will hold or if we'll end up needing to use wet glue, but we're going to try this. I just love using this to mat a photo. It just adds this gorgeous little extra layer that is so pretty. So we are going to be working with travel photos today. These are photos from Monticello in Virginia. I went there in the fall of 2023. Actually went on a whole 10-day vacation with my husband in the fall of 2023. So I have lots and lots of stories and photos and things to tell. And I try to make the layouts because I'm not a traveler. And I want the layouts to be like pretty and special. So I tend to just pull my photos from that trip out when I want to do something pretty and special. Okay. Yes, exactly, Isis. Thomas Jefferson's residence where he lived. We did an extra tour. We did 2 extra tours, actually. We did an extra tour that day. We did the tour of the house, and then we did an archaeology tour, which was amazing. And the archaeology tour was all of, they took you through the open archaeology sites where they're excavating where the enslaved people's residences were. And we got to like see and hold like little pieces of pottery and dishes and things that they had excavated. So that was really, really, really cool. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and do some flowers here, right? Like all the way around. Some flowers up here and some flowers up here. And we're going to build these clusters. It's Jefferson. Yeah. George Washington is Mount Vernon. I've actually been there too. I am a history girl. When people are like, do you want to go to the mountains or do you want to go to the beach? I'm like, no, I want to go to the historical sites. I am people fascinate me. They really, really do. I do a lot with like my family genealogy and my ancestors and all that kind of stuff too. And people are fascinating, just fascinating. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out all these flowers, which means you're going to get a good look at all of them. Oh, wait, hold on. Yes. Oh, my brother lives in Washington now. He works for the National Academy of Sciences. And we have been to the Smithsonian, all of them. He's lived there for a long time. So when the kids were little, I mean, that was just a thing. That was what we do. We're planning a trip this year to go down to see the cherry blossoms in the spring. So that'll be super fun. Okay. So I'm just flipping these all over because I want to be able to see what I have while I'm building all of these pieces. And I have these long leaves up here, and I know they're there. And then I have the smaller ones down here where I can easily see them. Okay. So then we can build our clusters. Hi, Nicole. Oh, that is cool. I would love to go out. Yeah. So anyway, for our clusters, we are going to start with our biggest flower. That's how I do clusters all the time. So you start with your largest piece. Now I'm going to put this, I'm just going to put a little bit of tape runner on one side, and I'm only going to stick it on this side. I'm going to do the same thing with my photographs. Just a little bit of tape runner in the middle and leave the outside edges completely open. And then we can tuck things in where we want our clusters to be. And then we can start creating those clusters. So this is going to be my big cluster, so to speak, my bigger cluster, because we're going to go kind of all the way around our journaling block right here. And then we're going to do one over here. Start with the biggest flower, because we can tuck things underneath a big flower. So if we start with the big one, then we can go ahead and kind of tuck and go from there. I am going to need my glue press. Oh, thank you. Yes. This Fabulous Florals die set is such a good one. Such a good one. So I'm just putting glue just in the middle of the flower. Just in the middle. Because that way I can come back and tuck under. And I'm using wet glue because we have all of this, all the spray that we put in, which is still slightly damp. That's why I put my magnets on here to hold everything in place while I create the clusters, because we're still a little, just a smidgen damp. So we're going to start with the big flowers. Then we go to the medium ones. So I'm going to pull the medium-sized flowers out. And I might end up with leftover flowers when this is all done. I might not, who knows? But I have plenty here if I want to really try. Just a second. Technical difficulties. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to tuck this around and underneath. And I am thinking about things like a visual triangle. So I'm creating these 3 flowers and I'm putting them in a triangle shape. I think these might be my favorite flowers, honestly. Like, look at those. Look how cool those turned out. Like, they were so good. And I think I used a little bit of all of the, I think I used just a little bit of all of both the die sets. So there's our second. You can see here, like our little triangle, a little triangle. So we're just going to build up these clusters. We're going to do the ones on the side slightly different because these are going to be smaller. So we don't need as many of the large flowers. So next, so I'm going to put these 2 aside. We might come back for them, but for now, we're going to move on to the teeny tiny flowers. And I'm going to do basically the same thing. I'm going to create just another small little triangle of the teeny tiny flowers for these 2. Clusters, but they're going to be a little bit more open. I think I have. So riddle me this for those of you that have a glue press, because I know a bunch of you do. Y'all talked me into one. My glue press gets like air bubbles in it. Does that make sense? And then I have to take the little thing and like shove it in there. And then it's fine. And then it works great. Like it was never not working. And how dare I even think such a thing? Isn't that weird? Okay. So I'm just going to stick and plunk. If you have any questions about why I'm choosing certain things, there's no rhyme or reason other than that first little beginning that I said. Now we're just going to kind of add in, and we are going to end up with extras. That's okay. Now it's time to add in all of the little greenery and the little bows. I'm just going to give everything a good press down because I want to make sure that everything is sticking good to the mixed media. So I have always, everyone's talking about where they used to live. I've always lived in Pennsylvania. Not necessarily this part of Pennsylvania. I was born in like Lancaster, Reading area. And I lived there till I got married. But I've always lived in parts of Pennsylvania. So part of the Fabulous Florals die set is these long pieces. I'm going to use one of the long pieces, and I'm going to kind of bridge this gap. And kind of let it go off the edge a little bit. And then I'm going to bridge it again with this one. And I might end up cutting them, like this really long stem. We don't need that. There we go. And then we might come in with some more leaves a little bit later, but we're just going to start with these little pieces and then see how we feel. If we feel like it needs more color or something more, we can always come in and add more. You can always add, but you can't take away. So we're going to start simple like that and go from there. Nicole, you've been everywhere. I was like, that's awesome though. Okay. And for these leaves, I am just putting a little bit of glue just on the tips. I'm not trying to get glue everywhere, because as long as you do the ends of the leaves, you're pretty good. Tuck under. And I'm letting the leaves play along the edge. And I'm going to end up just snipping off the ones that are over here that go off the edge. Oh, you guys are talking about, wait. Isis, are you talking about the spring one? You're talking about the Brutus Monroe store when you said you were going in person in April or somewhere else? I lost the conversation. I'm sorry. I was too busy gluing down my greenery. How are the Steelers doing? I haven't heard my husband yell yet, either good or bad. He has a different yell for when things are going good and things are going bad. I haven't heard him yell at all. So I don't know what that means. Okay. All right. Then we also have these, which are the little branches that are part of the garden trellis. And we are going to lay those over too, because you want layers. Scrapbooking is a little bit different. than card making. Because in scrapbooking, I don't know, I feel like us scrapbookers, we like to have layers, lots of depth, and lots of things on top of each other, playing with each other. And I don't know, that doesn't make much, if that makes sense. I hope so. Whereas in scrapbooking or in card making, sometimes because you have such a smaller canvas to work in, you maybe have less of the layers. And I will, as soon as we have this all done, I will go ahead and bring this up to the camera, because I know that the glitter does not play nice. This glitter does not play nice with the lights. Okay. So we're going to let all that dry, and then I'll put it up to the lights so you can see it, and you can tell me if we need more. We might need more. We might not. So I have these cute little leaves, like individual leaves, and I think we're going to use those over here. I love that I went ahead and die cut in this some in this dark green. It's really providing that providing a something quiet against all the glitter of the flowers. Like, your brain just needs a rest, I think. And that provides like the perfect little rest. She's going to. Steelers 3, Texas 0. Thank you. Thank you for all of you. Thank you, everyone who's giving me the little football info. All right. So one thing I am going to do is I'm going to catch the corner of my, I'm going to catch that corner right there and glue it down. And I'm going to hold it so that the glue sticks to the glitter paper. I love that the flowers are kind of underneath and you can still see through that trellis. That worked very, very nice. All right, I'm going to put these clusters up to the top. So get ready at your keyboard to take a look. We have lots of still more little leaves, and I didn't even use any of the leaves that I cut from the glitter paper. We still have some little branches. We have some flowers. So I'm going to put these up so you can see them. And then you can tell me what you think. Do you think we need more? Should we add some more in here? Should we add the more of the flowers? That didn't stick. What do you guys think? Oh, bye, Isis. Thank you, Luann. Thank you, Pam. You guys are so awesome. I love you guys. I always say the most fabulous things about my Monday night group because you're the best. Like my little friends. I love it. Okay. This is just to hold that down till the glue sticks. Hmm. Okay, so call me crazy. But let me just try this for a second. I think we have to do this. So I cut these little itty bitty leaves from the garden trellis. I'll show them to you. See how little like the itty bitty leaves in all the different colors? Oh, Noreen says more leaves on the two left clusters. You got it. We can do that. And I'm also thinking that. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback. I love feedback. Okay, so I'm going to try to hold this up to the light so you can see that. See? What do you guys think of that? I think that looks so good. I think we're going to do it. Because those little leaves, the little embossed leaves from that trellis, I think they're so cute. Yeah. Marine's like, yes, I agree. Okay. And then I'm going to try to get these under as many as I can because glitter cardstock needs just, you gotta press it down. Doesn't take long. It'll be good in a minute. In the time it'll take me to go ahead and do this, we'll be set. So I have this big one. And we'll set the green one down first. And we'll cut the green one. And then I wonder if these two together would look nice. Tucked in. Okay, there we go. So we have those nice corners now. Heather says, hello, crazy. What? Why am I crazy? I'm not crazy. I just like more. Sorry to be quiet. I'm focused on the gluing. I apologize. I find that I have a very, very hard time talking and gluing. I don't know why. I don't know why that particular thing just takes all my attention and I forget to talk, but it does. So, oop, forgot. There we go. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Yeah, I think so too. Not crazy. All right. Here we go. All right. So we have some extra leaves here. I am not going to waste them. I'm going to put them right into the little envelope where I keep the die set because this specialty cardstock is too good. I have no desire to waste or toss any of those cute little flowers. So we're just going to keep them, put them right in there. Okay, so we just need a couple little pieces of last minute details. How are we on time? Oh, we're going to be kissing this. We're going to be kissing our 1 hour, which is okay because we always end up going under time. And I kind of thought if I did a scrapbook page, we would end up a little on the overtime, especially a page like this where my little detail brain wants details. So here we go. If you need to leave, I will not be offended. Say goodbye. It's totally fine. We're going to add some little white pen work to our leaves. We're going to use this gorgeous hollow stock to make the inside of the little trellis pieces. We're going to put them little places, and we're going to add our title. I'm going to add some white pen detail. Get my pen flowing, or I'll get another one. Oh, I think we'll get another one. My goodness. That one's not working good. Bye-bye. Reason 852. Why I need Christopher Allen to invent a white pen. So I'm just adding a little highlight to the green leaves because I'm crazy like that. But when you see this, you'll see. You'll be like, yes, that was necessary. Really, really is. Oh, I think we forgot to glue down another one. I'm not going to get all of the leaves that are here in this big cluster. I'm just going to catch a couple of them. I can get them. Yeah. So I have a couple of like trick snoring that I definitely use when I want to use a white pen. Um, Trick number one, you want a number 10 ball. So you don't want to go with the little ones. You want the big 10. And then I keep black paper, and I always get the pen to run, like get the white ink going before I do anything. Um, and then I always store them upside down. And that seems to work. And it's totally worth it because, like, you need that, right? Look what a difference. Like, just how it just catches your eye so much better. Oh, thank you, Kate. Kate says she's watching on her TV, so it's like bigger, and it looks so vibrant. Yeah, it looks really, really good in person. So I'm glad that it's like that the camera or the video is catching it too. Okay. So now we need my little Christopher Allen pokey tool and my glue. And these are all of the insides of the trellis. And I'm just going to grab it and make some little clusters. And that is going to be the end of our layout. So we're only going to be like maybe 2 minutes so far, maybe. So I'm just going to do some clusters of 3 in a couple spots. What's nice is I'm using the wax tip, and so I can get the right side up for my little triangle confetti pieces. When I put this up to the light, I know you're going to have a hard time seeing it, but what's really nice is this is not a big contrast on our layout. So it's just like a sweet little detail that catches your eye. We have enough color going on here. And I hope that we started this off with that with the mixed media. And I hope that you can kind of see the truth of what I said at the beginning. We put all that spray on here, but we're only seeing wee little bits of it, which is what you want. So you want to have a pretty heavy hand when you're doing mixed media for a scrapbook layout, because once you get it all covered, you're not going to see a lot of it. Thank you, Amanda. Yes, I thought it was pretty brilliant too. I don't think it would work the same if it wasn't like, if this was just like white cardstock, I don't think it would look the same. But because I use specialty cardstock for those cover plates, these little triangles just they look special. They look like little confetti because of that holographic aspect and then the little like pearl finish on them. It gives them that like enamel look to them. They were just too pretty to throw away. So I had to figure out a way to use them. So these will be our last little clusters, and then I'll put it up to the camera so you can see them. And hopefully the light will catch the kind of like the holographic cool aspects of them. Let me see if I can get this. There we go. See how it like catches the light? They're so cool. So that's basically it for tonight. I'm going to add my title and my journaling. So I'm going for very subtle title. It's going to be a tone on tone. And then it'll be my journaling underneath. The reason I chose this is with the white on white for my title is because the same reason that I chose this like kind of white. We have a lot going on this layout, right? Like a lot. If I start adding more colors, more things, a big, a big title with a lot of typography, we're going to get to the point where we don't have a cohesive layout that someone flipping through your book, through your scrapbook can kind of just enjoy. We're going to have something that's going to make them twitch. We don't want to do that. I don't like layouts that make you twitch. So I'm just following the lines that are printed on my paper. And the title or the part of Monticello that I'm documenting here. This is where Thomas Jefferson's study was, which is on the first floor. And I have a couple more stories of certain pieces of furniture I want to tell, but he called this his inner sanctum. And so that's what we are going to call our layout. And then I will put the journaling here. And I think the word sanctum might come over into our flowers, but that's okay. Another really good reason to use white letters because you'll still be able to see them and it won't be an issue. I personally am okay with that. The fact that my little M is coming over into my flower clusters. Some people might not be okay with it, and then you could just here change up your title as you want. So we will do our journaling here, and then we'll put a date and location or, in here. And that will finish up tonight's layout. So yeah, if this bothers you, if you're looking at this now and you're like, oh no, just know that if you create a layout like this, you want a shorter word down here. So yep, I'm going to. I have a little Amanda said save the extras to use with other layouts. I have a little Ziploc baggie over here ready to like just scoop them into. And I know me, so I don't know if any of you guys are like this, but I know me. If I cut these and save these and I put them into a little container or a little baggie and then I put them somewhere, they will never get used again. I will forget about them. I will never remember them. But if I leave them on my desk in plain sight, I will probably use them on like my next 10 projects. I don't know. Just a thing. So they are going to stay on my desk so that they are front and center and get used. Amanda says not twitchy. Thank you, Amanda. Noreen says beautiful. Heather says this is amazingly crazy good. There's that word crazy again. All right. That's it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful time creating with me. I'm going to go put this under a book and go downstairs and watch the rest of the Steeler game with my husband. Talk to you later.